Hi everyone. Finally, Quantum of Solace. Saw it and I got a lot of things to say about it. First of all, I will do my very best to dodge any spoilers, but as heads up, I highly recommend watching or rewatching Casino Royale before you see Quantum of Solace, because it is a direct sequel, and more you link the two movies together, the more the story is going to make sense. However, you run the danger of comparing the two, and I think it's pretty obvious Quantum of Solace does not match up with Casino Royale, because the first film just set the bar pretty high, and I think it was expected that this one wasn't going to get there. All the warning signs were there, but I was optimistic. However, having had seen the movie, I must say that I think it had a great potential. It really could have been a very good movie should the plot line and the character development were stronger. Unfortunately, it really fell short in developing the story itself. Instead, there was a lot of action. In fact, it started with this car chase, fast and furious, with some head-on collisions. And there was a boat chase as well. And there was this shoot me if you can, catch me if you can type of situation on airplanes. So, air, water, and land action throughout the movie. I heard some people complain about the way action itself was presented. There is that jittery stuff going, the new editing style with weird camera angles and whatnot. It makes it all look very chaotic and kind of makes your head spin. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. I actually think it looks good on the screen. So I think the action was choreographed pretty good. I just wish there was less of it, because it just took so much of screen time. Instead, I really wish they concentrated on the plot and on the characters. In the movie, we're introduced to this new entity, a secret society that seems to be very powerful, and they got their people everywhere. And somehow this society, which calls itself Quantum, managed to stay under the radar of secret services. Well, I know as little about them now that I've seen the movie as I did before I watched. They seemed so vague and so unconvincing that I really wished for more explanations of who they were and what they were up to, really. And the main representative of this mean group of people is a guy named Dominic Green, who is our main villain. Now, I think this guy could have been a fantastic bad guy. He really could have been this, I don't know, person with an IQ of a genius and cold and calculating mind, who has all kind of master plans, who's rather antisocial and got everything under control. Somebody who really feels just venomous and dangerous, and he totally could have pulled it off, because with the very little he had to work with, he was still pretty cool. So I just think he fell a victim of a poor character development, really. Who else? The Bond girls. First of all, Agent Fields. Agent Strawberry Fields. Oh, she was absolutely adorable. I really wish there was more of her and she had more screen time, because she was just so cute and so charming. Not enough of her, and that's kind of a bummer. The other gal, Camille, played by a Ukrainian beauty with a gorgeous chocolate tan. Okay, without a doubt, she is absolutely beautiful. However, next to Daniel Craig playing 007, she didn't look like a Bond girl. She looked more like a Bond girlie, like a teenager fresh out of high school who just learned how to load a weapon. And it felt like throughout the movie, Bond was babysitting her. Where is that femme fatale? Where is that, you know what I mean? It's just, it was just, I don't know. And I read somewhere that when casting her, and like hundreds of women were casting for the role of a Bond girl, of Camille, she was picked because she seemed the least nervous. Okay. I don't know what that was all about, but whatever. So, what else I didn't like about the film? Oh, another player with a slick trigger finger for her majesty. Another one with a golden tone voice poisoning your fantasy. The song sucks. I mean, seriously, I didn't like it before and I do not like it now. I just completely lacks the Bondness, the style, the sophistication, and I just can't seem to be able to make up or change my mind about it. And I have to say, the movie altogether lacks a lot of the Bond elements, and there were some complaints about that. For example, the phrase Bond, James Bond, not there, not even once. Now, everything the movie lacks in complexity, in storytelling, what have you, is completely compensated by the man himself. Daniel Craig is off the charts as Bond. I've always liked him. I always thought he was sexy. I've liked him in Layer Cake, in Tomb Raider, in Archangel, though there he had some competition. But as Bond, he totally rocks my world. And I think I'm gonna stop talking about him because this could get inappropriate. And okay, so Judi Dench, Am is a class act. I enjoyed her tremendously. She got a lot of screen time in this film, which was definitely thumbs up, because she is just that awesome. She kind of developed this motherly affection towards Bond, and I think it's just adorable. I enjoyed it tremendously. The name of the movie raised some eyebrows, and many speculated as to what it could mean, etc. Well, I know that it was picked from one of Ian Fleming's short stories, which is called The Quantum of Solace. Now, the film has nothing to do with the short story. The only thing that's taken from there is the name. But, and I gotta read this, so put my glasses on. Oh, I can see now. There we go. According to the short story, the quantum of solace is defined as a precise figure defining the comfort, humanity, fellow feeling required between any pair of people for love to survive. If quantum of solace is 0, then love is dead. I don't know how much that relates to the movie or to the plot, but I think it's pretty cool nevertheless. Quantum of Solace in theaters now.